Hello everyone. So today we'll be discussing about contract costing. So we'll start with the definition. The definition of contract costing is it is that method of costing in cost accounting which is used to collect and identify all the expenses relating to a specific contract. So we know in contract costing a certain contract will be considered as the cost unit and all the expenses related to it will be transferred to the ledger created for that purpose. Under contract costing, the contractor will create a ledger and all the expenses and income related with the contract will be recorded in that account. So we look at the basic features of contract costing. So the first feature is large in size and takes more than 1 year. So we know that a contract will take more time to complete. That is the example of contract costing. The main things that we do under contract costing will be construction of bridges, buildings, dams, etc. So we know that it will require large amount of time. That is, it will take years to complete. So the first point of contract costing is it takes large amount of time and it will be comparatively larger. And the second one is it involves two parties, that is the contractor and contractee. Contractor will be the person undertaking and the contractee will be the person who is making the contract, who is giving the contract to the contractor. The second one is contract executed for a price termed as contract price. So a contract price will be negotiated between the contractor and contractee and it will be the price ultimately paid by the contractee. The fourth feature is each contract is a cost unit. Expenses get separately recorded and profit too is separately ascertained. That is, anything related to that contract will fall under that ledger. All the expense and income related to that contract will be recorded under the contract account. Fifth one, expenses are chargeable directly to contract account. So any expenses, that is, any expenses related to the contract will be put under the contract account. The fifth one is specialist subcontracts may be employed. So in case of large and complex contracts, there will be subcontracts. That is, the contractor may engage subcontractors to do unique tasks. The next feature is that plant may be purchased or hired especially for the contract. So for the execution of a certain project, there is a chance that the contractor will purchase a plant especially for the purpose, that is especially for execution of this contract. The next feature is employed by undertakings engaged in building, road and bridge, construction, shipbuilding, etc. So as I mentioned earlier, the main industries or the main firms which are doing this contract costing are the large firms, that is those firms which build buildings, roads, dams and etc. So basically contract costing comes under the construction industries. That is, the construction industries are the ones who are frequently using contract costing. Next one is work carried out at site and not in factory purpose. So under contract costing, the work is done where we have to do. That is, if we are supposed to build a building on a certain plot, we'll go with all the items, that is, all the factors of production, will go to the site and then we'll do the production. In case of building a dam, we'll go and set up a plant there and then we'll do the processes. So we know that work is carried out not in the factory purpose, it is carried out at the premises. Next point is payments made based on stages of completion and depends on architect certificates. So we know that contract will take years to complete. So the payment or the profit is not determined at the end. That is, if a contract takes 10 years to complete, then it is not possible for a firm to sustain without profit for these 10 years. So the payments will be made by installments. That is, the payments will be made according to the certificates given by the architects. Now moving to the last feature, that is may contain escalation clause and penalty clause. So we know that contract is basically an agreement between a contractor and a contractee, and we have to complete the contract. That is, the various stages of the contract are to be completed at certain times. So if they are not following that, they'll be penalized. Now we'll move to some concepts related to contract costing. So the first one, the very basic, contractor. Contractor is the person who undertakes the task of doing the job, and contractee will be the person who assigns the contractor to do the job. And contract price, that is the value for the project that is undertaken. So contractor and contractee will be agreeing on a price for the contract, which is known as contract price. The fourth one is work certified. So, when the contract is completed, that is, at the end of the year, a certain percent of contract will be completed, and the architects or the authorities concerned will give a certificate of completion. Suppose suppose a contract is 20% completed at the end of the first year, and an architect will come to investigate or evaluate the construction. Then he'll give a certificate. That is, if he is satisfied that 20% of the work is completed, then he'll give such a certificate. Such certificate given by architects or other related persons is known as work certified. So, work certified will be part of the total contract price which has been completed and approved by the architect. Now we'll move to work uncertified. So, in the example quoted just before, so if the architect comes to the site and he investigates and he found out that in reality 20% of work has not been completed, they have only completed 15% of work. In such a case, he'll give a certificate of completion of work for 15%, and the remaining part, that is the 5%, will be referred as uncertified work. That is the part of work which is completed but not yet certified by the architect. So, uncertified work is part of the task done but not approved by the contractee. Now, cash paid. Cash paid is the cash given by the contractee. Next one is retention money. So, we know that architects, the process of contract costing is that architects comes, he gives a certificate of completion. That is the work certified. He gives a work certified, and depending on the percentage of work completed, a certain amount of money is to be paid by the contractee to the contractor. But still, the contractee has a provision to retain some money. That is, if he is supposed to pay 10,000 and he is only paying 800, the remaining 200, that is, the money which he is not paying to the contractee, is known as retention money. Now we'll move to the last two concepts under contract costing, that is notional profit and estimated profit. So notional profit is basically the difference between value and the cost. So value means we have to include value of work certified and work uncertified, and from that we have to deduct cost of work to date, and then we'll get notional profit. So notional profit is basically the difference between value and cost. Estimated profit is the excess of contract price over the estimated total cost of the contract. That is the price over the cost is so much costs will be incurred, and a price will be determined over the cost. That is an amount that can cover the cost, and over and above an amount will be determined, and that amount is known as estimated profit. And why are we calculating that? Is we've looked at certain basic concepts of cost, and the last two was notional and profit. The purpose of calculating notional profit or estimated profit is that for transferring a certain percentage of profit. So we know that it takes a lot of time, that is many years, to complete a contract. So at the end of each year, that is at the end, when we are closing the books at the end of any year, we'll be transferring a certain amount of profit to the P&L account, costing P&L account. So to calculate that certain profit amount to be calculated at the end of the year, we require notional profit and estimated profit. Okay. So that is the basic purpose of calculating notional profit and estimated profit. Okay. So today we've discussed what is contract costing, its features, and the basic terms associated with contract costing. Thank you.